Hi everyone and welcome. I'm Marcie, Besecker, an independent demonstrator with Stampin Up, and I am from Clovis, California. Thank you for joining me this evening. I am super excited. You guys know I love bingo night, but I have to tell you about my day really quick first while I'm just getting everything uploaded and up to date. First thing before I forget, make sure you change your chat to live chat, not top chat. You want to make sure you have all of the live information and it's up to date. Make sure if you join late, you grab that bottom bar and pull it all the way to the right so you're current. And make sure that you have fun. Get a drink. It's going to be an evening. You know, our bingo nights usually go for a little bit. Hi, everybody. I kind of looked. A lot of people ready for bingo, ready to win. I hope I can use my numbers from May. Marilee, I will tell you what your numbers are. And we'll go over again before the first project. So I have 5, 13, 19, 22, and 28 for Marilee. I need my numbers. Mona. Okay, Mona, you're going to have to remind me your name again. Your, hold on. If I'm remembering. I know sometimes you guys have different names, so I'm sorry, but I forget sometimes your screen names. Hi, Susan from West Sacramento, up just a little ways from me. Making sure nobody else needs their numbers. Hi, Mary. So let me tell you what I did today while I'm waiting for Mona. Mona, I know your name is different, so you got to remind me. I'm so sorry. But I have to tell you today, my son and daughter-in-law invited me to go with them to their doctor's appointment. And it wasn't a doctor's appointment. They go to this center where they do ultrasounds. They're pregnant. They're like 19 weeks now. And I got to go. And what they do is it's a room and they do the ultrasound, and the one full wall is the whole screen of the ultrasound. So I got pictures. Their pictures are this big that I got to take some really good pictures of, and they print a ton of pictures out for them anyway. So it was super exciting. Okay, yes, here it is. So for Mona, I got it. It is 15, 12, 24, 22. Oh, and the next number is cut off. If you can tell me what the last number is so I don't have to go open up my other screen. So 15, 12, 24, 22, and it starts with the 1, and it's cut off on my form. I made the font too big so my old eyes could see it. Yes, Glenetta. Just tell me what your last number is, please. So anyway, that was really exciting I got to do today. So a lot different than our day, right? So Glenetta, just give me that last number and that would be great. So I don't have to go look it up. I can go look it up. Hold on. 1 second. And I will find the last number. Oh, and it is just a 1. It is a 1. I opened it up and it is a 1. So I'm going to make sure I have that. So it is just a 1. Okay, so you got that 15, 12, 24, 22, and 1. So anyway, let's just get started because you know how bingo nights go. There is a lot of projects and a lot of fun. So let's just get started. I hope if there's anybody else that needs your numbers, let me know. I'll ask one more time before the first game. All right. So really quickly, let's go over because I do have a new announcement. But first of all, July Bingo is open. It is listed below and it is open, and I've already made a couple projects. So I'm so excited about them. I know you're going to ask. So far I will tell you the first one has to do with the coffee theme, but it is a fancy fold. You don't necessarily have to have the coffee. It kind of would make sense too, but you could also just put a bigger sentiment. The next one is, I think it's called, hold on. Wanted to say. Wanted to say is the second one. So that is another one, and we all need get well cards. So that's what that one, and it focuses a lot on the DSP. So let's see. The next thing is our A2 album class. I have it almost ready to mail. It's going to go out on the 1st. So there's a link below also to take you over there. So let me just give you a little sneak peek. So here's the album. It's nice and hard and firm. It's got pockets in there. And we're going to do 4 cards that go inside with the envelopes. And I'm going to give you the PDF. You're going to have the video and everything to create this project. I should back up really quick. Terry said you love those sets. Those are the only 2 cards I've got done yet. I have not come up with the other ones, so I will let you guys know what those are as soon as I know. So yes, the ribbon will be different on each because obviously this is retired, but it matched so well. But I don't have enough of it, so there's going to be another ribbon that's going to be just fine with it also. So anyway, a really great class. I think this is going to be fantastic. I just didn't want to wait until Christmas time to do it, but what a great Christmas gift idea, right? So if you are interested in this, that class is up to register for. What's next? Let's see. My host code, of course, is this here. You can always find it down below where it says shop with me. You'll see the code attached to the link. It'll take you right into the shop with me, for my shop, I should say, with the host code. And so it'll just take you right in there. Otherwise, you can go to my business blog or my business Facebook page, and it's all right there. It has the code there. Don't forget that right now is the 10% off the stamps and die bundles, and that is through the 30th. So I hope you guys are taking advantage of that. And the new announcement is I do have another class coming. It is going to be the sophisticated sled class, and it's kind of funny that we're going to do this class. Same thing, 4 projects. One I've already created a fancy fold. My granddaughter used to always say fancy, fancy. So I'm calling it a fancy, fancy fold because it is a fancy, fancy fold. But I want you to know that I was kind of considering not getting that stamp set, to be totally honest with you. There's a lot of good things coming. I have a lot of things already, and I was thinking, oh, do I really need that? Well, the more I looked at the dies, I was like, okay, yeah, I do need that. So I decided to get it, and I could not stop creating with it. And I've come up with some really cute cards. I just can't wait to show you. And so I'm going to do that class. I don't have all the dates exactly. That's why it's not up for registration yet. So be looking for that. I think I'm going to go with August 1st since I'm doing the album July 1st. The cutoff is the 22nd, and it's not necessarily the cutoff. I'm going to make a certain amount of kits, and then that's going to be cut off. So if you want to get one of those, make sure you register for it. Because I've got a bunch created already, and that'll kind of make me know about the 22nd how many more I need to make, or if I'm at a good cutoff number. All right. Then I will create the other one, and it'll go out by, I say go out by the following month, August 1st, because this one's going to go out by July 1st. It may be early. That just gives me enough time to get everything prepped, the video made, the PDF created, and all that good stuff for you. And do bingo in between my classes. So I'm kind of spreading them out a little bit. Don't forget, July bingo really quickly is on the 24th, because the week before my sister is here visiting for a week. Yay. So we will not have bingo that week. I'm going to make it on the week of the 24th. Oh, Terry, you're so sweet. Thank you. I'm going to need my numbers, okay? Your numbers are 1, 17, 18, 27, and 30, Marilyn. Or not Marilyn, who just asked me for those. Gretchen. 1, 17, 18, 27, and 30. My messages just flew up. No worries. No worries. You think you bought the class. Okay. Message me after, Pat, and then I'll double check for you because I don't know. All right. Okay, I think we're all caught up. So let's get busy. We're going to get started. Looking. I showed you what my next class is. And so, as usual, I know there's a few new people. Your bingo, you do not have your projects. You're going to sit back, relax, and enjoy. And then we're going to create a project, do a bingo, project, bingo, project, bingo, project, bingo. If you win, you will win a $100 shopping prize with me. To shop in my Stampin' Up store, but you will message me your order so that I can take your order, get it in the system, invoice you the difference, anything over the 100. Obviously, if you would like to go to the 150, that's fantastic because you get the Stampin' Rewards. So make sure you add your Stampin' Rewards on there. You also get the 10% off the bundles, all of that, same as you would if you were just to put your order in. And I will invoice you. You pay me the difference. I submit the order. It gets shipped directly to you. Your projects should go out tomorrow. They're all in an envelope. They're just not sealed yet because I want to make sure I have nothing missing. Last month, apologies. There were some things missing. I think there was a couple of hands helping package the bingos, and I don't want to do that anymore. So I will be packaging them. So if it's an issue, it's my fault. But I think it's easier than, because honestly, she might say, oh, we just need bows on this. And I go, okay, we got 1,000 things going on and I forget or whatever. So I apologize. I think there was a couple things missing last month and so sorry. If there's something you absolutely don't have and you need it, let me know and I will get it to you. But most people messaged and said they had it. No worries, but thank you for letting me know. Going forward, hopefully we'll be back on track. All right, so let's start with card number 1. I wanted to do a retro card with this, and I thought this was so cute. So I did a card, and we're going to make it really retro. Doesn't that paper remind you of the 70s? Right? But then I thought, well, wait. In the 70s, remember when we used to lay on the rug and the carpet, the big plush orange or green or whatever carpet you had? Mine was like browns and gold, you know, like the variegated brown shag carpet. Anyway, I decided I wanted to do an orange carpet. Look at that. I used the crochet embossing folder, and then it's just going to sit up there on that face. And so I'm going to show you a little technique to do. Isn't that cute? And then, of course, we had to put the antenna in there, which reminds me of my favorite Martian. So let's get busy with this and let's get started. All right, so we are going to use the Tune In stamp set, which is so fun, and the dies. And I really like this because I thought it was such a great set. Just the TV, or just, you know, stay tuned for more information. I thought that was really cute about classes coming up or anything like that. Are you going to make us want everything again? Well, of course, Terry. That's the whole goal, right? I have to say, somebody mentioned that they really appreciated that I don't harp on sales all the time. I assume you guys know I do this for a business, so I throw it in there once and again, but obviously, I do want you to want everything. All right, so here we go. So we're going to use those. I also use, here's that cute little cute crochet embossing folder to go on the bottom on our rug right here. And then I used the birch wood, which is new, but I embossed it for you, but this is coming in the holiday items. If you did Creativity Now, you got this. And this is what I embossed our TV with because I wanted it that old panel wood kind of look. So let's get busy. So here's your kit. I'm going to also mention something as I go. The embellishments I wanted to send out to everybody, guess what? We're out of stock. So I gave you some extras of a couple of different ones that you're going to use. And so you're going to need a bunch of extras, but I apologize, but there will not be a full package because I didn't have enough. And so I just kind of decided, all right, you know what? We're going to give you some extras of everything. Not these, because I just sent these out with another class, and so I didn't have enough. But you're going to get a lot of goodies. So, all right. So let's get this started. You're going to have a lot of pieces, so be very careful with your little antenna. Oh, my little antenna, it bent in my package, so sorry. Clean my little antenna up from the die cutting. All right, so just set that aside. And I have my embellishments, and your thanks is on foam. So, and there's a little bit of a different technique with this because of the way I'm going to tell you how I did it, and then I'm going to tell you how you're going to do it. We have this. Let's get to our TV panel. Where's my other knob? I have another knob in here somewhere. There we go. Okay, so we have our two knobs in the front, our little speaker. Gosh, remember when we used to have to go up and hold on to the antenna and with the foil and move them around? I lived in the country, so we used to have to go outside and like twist our antenna until you can hear your dad yelling, all right there, that's good. And yep, those were the days, right? Our kids just have no clue, right? All right, let's start with this. We're going to go ahead and let's glue that down. Look at, did you guess that? It's on the back of the Xenia. I thought that looked really retro-y, so I thought that was perfect. So we're going to give up a piece of this paper. Beautiful Xenia paper, but it just went perfect with this card and really made all my colors pop like I wanted them to. So we're going to just add that. All right, all the supplies are listed below, so don't worry about that. Let's take our main card now. And now, for those of you that are new, when you go get your projects like this, what you're going to do is you'll have this video to craft along with. So, fantastic. You just craft along with it and then see how it's done and how it's made. And if I make a mistake, you'll learn from it. I'm not going to have a fan near me when I open this, right, Marilyn? All right, so now what we're going to do is, this is going to be glued underneath on your card. I don't like to glue it to the back. We're going to glue it underneath our inside panel, which is right here. So what we're going to do is take our card. We're going to fold this. Okay, so burnish it. And then we're going to add this right onto your card. So I like to use liquid glue for anything that's moving, like a piece or 3D. All right, so it's going to fold outward, right? So we're going to put that right in here, and it's going to go all the way to the bottom. So I'm just going to slide it right to the bottom. I'm going to open it up. Just make sure it's nice and flush right there. And then I'm just going to set that aside right there. We are going to bring in our little antenna because I forgot that I didn't take this one stamp out. Again, you're going to notice, and I've mentioned this before, for whatever reason, this new catalog is a little challenging when it comes to bingo because I really try hard to do projects where you don't need a lot of stamps and where you are using what you have, and I pretty much provide everything but the sentiment. But sometimes, like if you don't have this set, you don't need the antenna, of course. But if you do, how cute is that? And then everything else should be good. You may not have your super. You could just put thinking of you or let's get together or, you know, whatever sentiment you want, or no sentiment at all because you've got thanks inside, right? So speaking of the thanks, I wanted to tell you what I did first is I took a piece of paper and I did my coloring like this, and then I die cut, okay? But we're going to do it a little bit differently because I'm assuming you may not have this, right? You may not have, oh, and this came from I believe this came from, and now that I'm thinking, the Thanks and Beyond dies. It came with the paper pumpkin. Double verifying here. Yeah. So see this nice big thanks? And I love that they're putting dies now because these I'm still going to use them. And I still use stuff if it is current. But if it's not, like let's say that because this paper pumpkin's gone, or let's just say you can't get that, even if you are a paper pumpkin subscriber now, I'm cutting it for you and I'm giving it to you. So I'm not too concerned about, oh no, it's not current. But I try for the most part to keep everything current. But sometimes something you find is just the perfect something, and you may have it. So I want to show you how to get all the use of it that you can. All right, so we're going to add our papers. Of course, the black is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, and the white is 4 by 5 1/4. 4 channels was Angela, right? 4 channels, that was it. It was usually Gunsmoke, Barney Fife, maybe, Brady Bunch, and then of course they had the Disney movie on Sundays, right? That was the good old days. I Dream of Jeannie. My brothers always wanted to watch Star Trek. My brothers are 7 and 10 years older than me, and I was just like, oh, my husband's like, why do you hate Star Trek so much? I said, I think because I had to watch it. Star Trek and Hogan's Heroes, although I didn't mind Hogan's Heroes because I thought not Schultz, what was his name? Yeah, Schultz. Not Colonel Klink, but the other guy, Schultz, was hilarious. So I was good with that. All right, so there's our ground here. So let's put our flooring in. Get our pieces together. You can choose either side, whichever one you want. I kind of chose the flatter side to go down before, but I think I'm going to change it and do this side. Let's see. Which one did I do last time? I'm going to do it this way this time. No reason. I like to always put liquid on embossed pieces. I just think it glues much better. Ooh, except I might have cut them too long, everybody. I think I cut my black too short. Oh no. All right, hold on. I might have to look at the black paper. Hold on. Four and an 8 by. Sorry about this. See, this is why I don't mail your packages out until tomorrow, just in case. Let's see, 4 1/8. Let's see how this goes on. All right. I'm going to add a little more glue. Wouldn't it be great if that was just my mistake on mine? On this one kit I happened to pull out. All right, we're going to put that on there. And I also like liquid because you can kind of, I just fold it until I slide that right where I want it. Okay. Oh, thank you, Terry. It's funny because when I'm designing sometimes on these, I think, why am I making these so crazy? But, you know. All right, so we're going to move that aside. Let's go ahead and add this while we're right here. All right, I like to do it at the bottom just to make sure. All right, so we're going to set this aside right now, and let's get in with our sentiment. And I'm going to do Your Super. Your Super. The Thanks and Beyond was still available Monday. Oh, good, thank you. All right, so you're super. And we're going to do it to the right because we're going to add our stars there. To the right. Okay. All right. Now we're going to bring in our tablet. We're going to bring in, we're going to just set that aside for right now. We're going to bring in our TV. Do you see how I did that birch? The embossed on there. And I'm going to bring in the pecan pie. A lot of people like to take your stamp directly to that. I don't like to do that because there's a lot of mistakes happening in my world like that. So I take a block and I ink it up, and then and this will lighten up, so don't worry. And I'm just going to ink it up like that, and then we're going to set that aside. Okay, so then of course don't forget to wipe your block off because that would be a big old mess. All right, so there we go. So the TV is done. Oh, good, Terry. Yeah, anytime there's dies with paper pumpkin, I'll show you guys the new ones while we're right here, because why not? They're right here. This is the new paper pumpkin dies. I just got them. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. Hold on. That's the one I just showed. Every celebration dies. So these are the new ones if you haven't seen them. I'd be careful with these because I leave them there. But look, this says hooray. Oops. Hooray. And a really nice leaf and a flower die. So I'm excited about that. So the next 3 months, one of those is for each month. Oops, I'm going to do it this way. So I always get these because I think, oh, you know what? I'm going to use them on all kinds of stuff. All right, so let's go ahead and add our stars. So you're going to have 3 stars. And so if you see this die, this one right here, this is one die. So I did one of each color, and then I sat here and I put them all in separate piles after they were all cut, and then kind of put them so you get one of each of these so that they'll all fit in there nicely. So your colors may be different. Your stars may be different. So just keep that in mind. Let's bring this in because it's a little easier into the dark there. All right, so we have the red star. Oh, this one happens to be the same. That's funny. This one, I think I did as many as I could like this, and then I started like this became red, this became green, that, you know. So it is what it is. So I started with the large one just so I can put it up there in that corner. All right. Hello. Trying to think of what else has been going on. Oh, Father's Day. I hope you guys all had a good Father's Day. We had a great time. We did some barbecuing. And I say barbecuing, but we have one of those black stones, so we did like a teppanyaki kind of fried rice and vegetables and chicken and all that out there, grilled. And then did some swimming. It was really nice. All right, and then we have a little Lost Lagoon. Yeah, Barbara, it really does give you better control, and it's just less messy. And you'll see how that's going to lighten up. It's already lightening up. All right, and then we're going to move that right there. Okay, so we can move this aside. And then I'm going to show you what I did with this. All right, so like I said, normally what I do is I get my white regular piece of paper, and I do it before I adhere it onto foam, and I do it before now maybe I do foam first, it doesn't really matter, but definitely before I die cut it. So because I wasn't sure you guys would have the die, I'm going to pull this in, and then here's my markers. And then I'm going to show you the colors that I did because I kind of liked the position they were in. So I'm going to start with my Lost Lagoon, and I used markers instead of blends. If you have blends, by all means use them. The only reason I didn't do them is because I really wanted it to be a bold sentiment on top of this orange, and because all the colors were pretty bold. So just take your, and I'm hoping this is going to work because like I said, I did it beforehand, but we'll figure it out. All right, so I'm going to go here, and I'm just going to go, I'm right-handed, so this is kind of awkward. I'm going to just go like this. Okay, that's Lost Lagoon. Now I'm thinking, didn't I do markers? I'm pretty sure I did. But that looks really dark, but it'll lighten up. And then I just kind of look. I went through half of the A. Oops. Okay, and it's okay. It'll be fine. Just keep going. Okay, so lemon lime twist through the top of the K and part of the N. So it's the lighter color, so I kind of did a little bit more of that. And then I did pumpkin pie. And again, lay your markers down and through most of the K. And you know, it doesn't have to be exact, right? And then I did Poppy Parade because it was a little more fun with these colors versus doing red. Okay, so there we go. There's our colors. Throw those to the side. All right, and so we are going to take this and then it should come right off. Now, what you want to do is as you're taking this off, poke all your other little stuff in that you don't need because it will stick to your word. So just kind of slowly and carefully pull your word up, but poke those little extra pieces in that you don't need, or make sure you pull those off because they will stick to your word. So just kind of make sure you double check that. All right, so there's your N, your K, and this S especially has got that little skinny part right there. So just be careful when you pull that up. Okay, so there we go. See, these stuck to the back. So you want to pull those off. All right, there we go. All right, so there we go. There's my thanks. Kind of shape it back where you want it. Oops. I like to take my pokey tool. It picked up a piece when it fell. There we go. And just put it like this so I can kind of really look at it and think about, okay, when it's, see how it's towards the bottom some? So think about when your card's up, okay? So your card's going to go about there, and you want your words to go towards the bottom. It doesn't have to be this close to the bottom, but it's close enough. All right, so here's the difference. If you look at the letters, all right, this one was done beforehand. This one was done just now. You can see a little more of the white trim, and that's because the paper's already die cut kind of in a little bit, whereas this was completely flat when I colored it. I think it's fine. Either way is perfectly fine. So I'm glad it worked, except I have a little pieces of paper there. All right, so let's set that aside now. So that's good. Yay. Now we're going to work on our TV. But look, that's kind of even cool if you wanted to do it, except it's on foam, but kind of cool. You can do other letters and stick them in there. All right. So let's take our white, and this is our TV. We're going to add it to the back. So I'm just going to go around the TV. All right. Make sure you don't have any stickiness sticking out here. All right. And that goes straight down like that. All right. There's our TV. All right. Now we're going to look at the shapes of these, okay? And mine, because these were the same color, I'm wondering if these were, but no, they're not. All right. So you're going to get your little picture, your little colors out here, and we're going to put them. This one's the second one. This one is the fourth one. This one is the last one. So your colors are going to vary. This one is the first one. Oh no, this is not right. This one's this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then there's this one. Okay, so that's how these ones are going to go. All right, so we are going to use your take a pick tool, except I don't know if I have mine right here. Oh yeah, I do. All right, so I'm going to pick this one up. It's got like fuzzies on it, just the paper. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some glue on this one. And I'm going to look at the spacing. You want to give it a little bit of space, but it doesn't have to be a whole bunch. All right. All right. And then I like that the glue can squish. You can move it just a little bit to where you need it. Now I'm going to do my last one. Okay. So turn your last one over. That way you know everything has to be in between these two, right? Hi, Margie. How are you? And then we're going to put that right there. All right. Now, that one, kind of spread them out where you want them. All right, so that looks good to me. So I'm going to pick up my middle one because everything else is just sitting right there. It just gives me a good spacing that I know that, oops, but that's what I want. All right, and now the other two. That's how I like to do it. It just helps me know my spacing works out. You know for sure that you're not going to end up with too much room or not enough room on the side. So you want to kind of do that. Oh, that's good news, Margie. It's so weird when people have surgeries. It's like you want to message them and say, how are you doing? Like I have a friend that has surgery and I hate to call and bother her because I know she's probably sleeping or recovering or coming out of it or whatever, or you know, when you go home after surgery you just want to sleep. And then one time my friend was like, oh, you didn't call me, I was surprised. And I'm like, I thought you'd want to sleep. All right, so see, there we go. So there's our TV. And so we're going to put some embellishments on this and this, but let's go ahead and glue our antenna down. So I'm just going to clean up my little antenna a little bit. We're going to just add glue right across the bottom. Did anybody else have to go outside and turn the antenna? And it would be so cold out there. And we lived in California. It's not like we were in cold weather, but we're out there making our turn and everything. Okay, so we're going to set the TV aside, let that dry, and we're going to start putting everything together. But oh, I know what we forgot to do. we are going to take this little piece right here and our little, because these would look not good if you put them on and they're not, they don't have some ink on them like the other ones. So we're going to put these back on like this. And I'm going to bring this block back in and my pecan pie because I want to color those. But isn't this a fun set? I think it's so fun and so retro, and I still think you could do a lot of fun. I saw somebody recently do, everything was black and white or gray and white, and then they did just color inside the TV, and I thought that was really cool. What a clever idea. All right, we're just going to add our little bit of antiquing, woodsy stuff on here. We're going to add it on our little knob right there. And then our other knob that flew over here. Okay, we're going to add it there. Okay, so you remember how dark they look, but it's not that dark. Look how light that is now. Remember it looked so dark at first, but it's not now. All right, I always had to do it even in the snow. Oh, the midnight channels. Oh, the Star Spangled Banner. I sure did. I remember watching one summer, and I have no idea how old I was. I was old enough, I guess. Except I don't remember much. But watching Groucho Marx. I remember it was summertime, and I was like, oh, yay, it's summertime. And I stayed up late, and we watched Groucho Marx. And I think my sister and I watched it, and it was just fun. We were guessing the word, secret word. Man, I'm really aging myself, aren't I? All right. Of course, I had 2 older brothers. Sometimes my husband's like, how do you remember that? Or how did you listen to that music? Or how do you know that song? My brothers were 7 and 10 years older. And he has a sister that's older than him, quite a bit older than him. Well, not quite a bit. I shouldn't say that. She's not that much older. But she is older. All right, let's see. I'm going to cut these down. This little piece right here is going to cut off. And this. This piece. And this piece. But yeah, I had older brothers. But I honestly think my husband knows every single song and every single lyric. It drives me crazy because he'll be like, do you know who sings this song? He asks me that all the time. I'm like, nope. But to be fair, he'll also say that, like, do you know what this song's about? And I'm like, nope. And I'm singing away. And he's like, yeah, you probably don't want to know. And I'm like, well, now that took out the joy of singing that song. I like the music, but I don't know what the words are. And when I say I sing it, I just kind of sing the one line in the chorus that I might know. All right, so your knobs really don't have to go straight because, you know, we have to turn the knobs all the time. So if they're a little off, don't worry about it. I honestly was going to add a little piece of foil on here, but I thought the foil would be too heavy. But I thought it would be kind of funny. All right, so there's our TV. Yay! Oops, wrong one. So let's get our TV up there. All right. I remember sitting with the TV trays, eating TV dinners while watching. Oh, I remember TV dinners. We didn't have them very often. We had the rabbit ears on our television and was the remote control. You know what? Have you guys ever seen the Ellen DeGeneres comedy thing? She talks about walking up and turning the channel, and it's hilarious. I was rolling. It was so funny because she'd be like, okay, she'd have to get up, walk over, turn it, and sit there and wait. And It was funny because it was like, did we see this petticoat junction before? I don't know. Yeah, I've seen this one. Turn it to the other 3 channels. And all right, our sentiment is going on. We are just about done with this one. So see, it might have looked a little bit hard. There's a lot of little parts, but it really wasn't hard. And if you do your paper ahead of time, just color those colors that you want. We're going to add that in there. Boom. These are the ombre ones. They're different colors because they all kind of match this set. So it's whatever ones you got. I decided, you know what? They all kind of match different colors. I'm just going to put them on. All right. So there we go. Card number 1. Oh, thanks, Carol. Yeah, I love it too. Still have antennas on our roof. Pieces are starting to fly off. Oh, I couldn't even imagine, Cindy, being in Minnesota having to turn an antenna. Remember when we first got a remote control? That was exciting. The TV was this big, but our remote control was this big. We just had to find it. Now you don't need the satellite with the streaming. Oh yeah, I stream everything now. All right, so that's the one I made. So here's the one we just did. Isn't that cute? Little retro, your carpet, like you're right there in your old living room. So I hope you guys like it. It was a lot of fun. Wouldn't this be great to send to like your grandparents? I really think so. I think they would be like, that is so retro and so cool. I know I would get it and immediately think of my childhood and the colors and everything. So I thought it was a lot of fun. And it was a fancy fold and it sits up and the little antennas remind me of my favorite Martian. So yay! I'm glad you guys liked it. Hi, Michelle. I know, Michelle. I'm so sorry. So again, I'm going to mention that, Michelle. So for my bingos and my classes, I've kind of decided to like stop it at a certain point and maybe not wait all the way up. There's probably not going to be RSVP date, mainly because I'm already wanting to start the next project. So like right now, my A2 class is already scheduled and already done. That one's still open because I have a lot of product for that one. But next month's bingo, I'm going to have a certain amount and I'm going to up it a little bit because I had quite a few people still, which it's kind of funny because I've had about the same every month, but I'm going to up it a little bit. But in July, when bingo happens, I'm going to have so many kids and get them prepped and done so I can start my next class. So it's going to be the sophisticated sled, which I'm already trying to work on because I'm still creating for bingo. But then when I know how many I'm making, I make them and I move on to the next project. And then that way it's just easier for me to continue rolling because like I mentioned, I have one person that helps me when she can. And so that's a lot of work to do to try to do classes and bingo. But I really enjoy doing them. So that's what I kind of want to do, is see how that works. This card brings back good memories, right, Sarah? Hi, Susan. We are actually live right now. So just pull it forward. All right, let's get ready to play bingo. I've got everybody's list. Does anybody need their numbers? Oh, I'm glad you like the card. Did you say what stamp sets for July bingo? So far, the coffee set, which you don't technically need the stamp set, but it would be a good idea. But instead of stamping, you could use a larger sentiment of some kind. I will be using the coffee DSP, and it is a fancy fold, and it's so cute. The next one is, you don't need anything for the next one. I'm going to be using the, I forgot what it's called, say it something, the die that says feel better soon. It's going to be a lot of DSP and a lot of fun. You don't need anything for that one. And then I'm going to work on the next two. I did mention, and I'm going to show you during this bingo, I have to try to assume that you might not have everything. So I try to do things with die cuts versus the stamping part of it. But sometimes you just you just can't do that all the time. But I'm going to show you an alternative and give you some different ideas. You do not have to have the stamp set if you don't have it. You can definitely substitute, but I know a lot of people say, I want to do it just like you did it, which is great. But just know that you can do alternatives. Let's see. Hi, Sherry. Yes, wanted to say. Thank you, Leslie. Wanted to say. All right. So let's get busy with bingo. Who's going to win? Who's going to win? It looks like everybody has their numbers. I have one person that I emailed today that did not pay. So I messaged you a couple times. So hopefully you got that message. And no, because I don't have numbers for you. Actually, let me look. I think I do have numbers for you. Yes, I do have numbers for you, but you didn't pay. And so everybody's like, oh my gosh, I messaged twice. So if you didn't get an email from me, don't worry about it. And I haven't seen the person on here today. So the next person in line was Michelle Eaton. If you would like to participate, go ahead, because you were next in line. I gave her till now, and she hasn't. So I don't want you to miss out because I know you really wanted to be in it. So if you do, give me your numbers. I'll wait 1 minute. I'll wait 1 minute for you. I was hoping I was going to see you on here just in case, because it just kind of happened that I realized that she hadn't paid yet. Oh, Susan, thanks for watching. I guess I should ask, what stamp set do you want to see used in bingo next month? That might help me. Now, that being said, I always ask, like, what stamp set do you want to see in a class or online or whatever? And if I don't see it, I mean, if I feel it, then I'll create something with it. But that doesn't always happen with me. You know how everybody, I'm sure, like you guys too, when you go to a stamp set, you're like, I'm walking away, nothing's coming to me. So let me know, or email me, message me, let me know what you want to see, and we'll go for it. Michelle, I have your numbers. All right, everybody. So Michelle is in. And let's go. This is the first bingo. First number, 26. Ooh, Halloween. Let me write this down. I'm going to write these down right now. See, Halloween's hard because a lot of people don't buy the Halloween, but I have to look at the dies. All right, 24. Yes, you are right. Good luck, Marva. Good luck, everybody. Ooh, some bees already. 29. Anybody that has mail coming from me, it is ready to go out tomorrow. You are welcome. Oh, Marilyn. Andrew. Andrew, what is your first name? 25. I gotta write it down so I can remember. You guys try to trick us with these different names. I know you do. Linda, if you have a B and an I, please type B-I. It's much easier for me to see it. Who has bingo? Number 27. Oh, we got a really big glare right there, don't we? There we go. Number 10. I go a little faster at the beginning. You guys know that I do closed caption, which slows down my, what do you call it? The lag between what I see on the screen, what you guys see and what I see. But at the beginning, until I get somebody close, I go a little faster. Number 28. Oh, Eileen with a B-I-N. Belinda, B-I. Andrew, B-I-N. $16. Thank you, Linda. Hi, Olivia with the B-I. Number 14. Cheryl with the B-I-N. Marilyn. Eileen. Tanya with the B-I. Beverly. $17. I have a few techniques on these bingos this week. This month, I should say. Number 11. Belinda and Tanya both with a B-I-N now. Number 18. Ooh, Marilyn has a B-I-N-G and Andrew. Number 20. Number 8. Gretchen with the B-I-N. Olivia, B-I-N. Sarah. Number 4. Carol with the B-I-N. Number 19. Marilyn has a bingo. Let's take a look. All right, Marilyn has a 4, 11, 24, 26, wait, 4, 11, 24, 26, and 28. 28. Congratulations, Marilyn. Yay. Angie, maybe, Angela, maybe next time. Congratulations, Marilyn. Make sure you email me your order. Whatever is over $100 you will pay. If it's over $150, you'll get the host rewards, so make sure you add those to your order to me. I'll get your order submitted. I'll screenshot, send you a balance, an invoice, and then I will, yay, your first one. And then I will invoice you and then submit your order when you pay that. Congratulations. Let me mix these all up for next time. All right. And again, just so you know, for the new people, is if you could please get your order to me before the end of the month. I like to submit all the bingo orders in the same month as the month we play. I just remember bingo. Can you give me my numbers? Yes. 24. That's wrong. 26, 14, 18, 15, 9. 26, 14, 18, 15, 9. I just kind of combined numbers there. Oh, Marilee, but you might have the right numbers next time. Okay, Dolores, drive careful. Oh. Okay, Ellen, that helps me. Ellen. is Andrew. Thank you. Perfect. All right. Congratulations. And let's go to card number 2. So card number 2 is a really fun card. We're going to use the Mediterranean blooms. So I used the paper in the background. We're going to do a little bit of technique here. Again, I colored this before I die cut it and sent it to you. So we're going to do a little bit of a learning curve here with doing it this way. We have citrus blooms and the dies, and then of course the paper, and the other die is on the back side. All right, so we have that, and then on the inside I added a pretty little leaf. I changed my mind on this, and I did the white inside. But this is a good option if you wanted to do it that way, because this also needed the white in the background there, and I was like, why do I have a piece missing? And that's why, because I wanted to do one. It was a lot to do it for everybody. If you choose to, I would recommend doing that. It's really cute. I'm going to turn my air on because it is warm in my room right now. It always gets warm about this time because I'm in the living room. And our thermostat's on this saving, eco-friendly, whatever right now, which is fine because I'm usually in here, but whew, it's warm right now. All right, so this is what you're going to get, and you're going to notice you've got quite a few gems in this one because you're going to need them also in the last one, but I also gave you extra, and this is one of the packages I was talking about. You'll be getting extra gems. So watch out for those, and watch out for all of your little orange blossoms that we have in here. Oh, where did it go? There we go. So just make sure all of your blossoms come out. So we have our black paper for our messages or sentiments. We have 1 small, 2 medium, 3 large, I believe. So here's those. So you have one of the largest ones, you should. 2 of these, it really doesn't matter, and then I have 2 of these and 1 of these. Okay, so it's 2, 2, 1 and 1. 1 big one, 1 small, and then the 2 sizes in between. All right, so the first thing we're going to do, and then your oranges, let me explain. This orange happens to be cut out perfectly. So you'll notice on the DSP that one of them is the edge of your paper, but look what I did. This is the one I created with, and I'm going to put it right to the edge up there. So if your oranges have this, it's the edge of the DSP, cut it out anyway, and just put it right along that edge there. So it doesn't even look like it's missing anything, right? So don't miss that. All right, so let's set that aside. Let's do the inside first. Not the leaf. Let's move the leaf over with everything else for right now. And let's just glue these in. Again, the same thing. I colored the outside first, then I die cut it. But for you guys, I die cut it, and we're going to color it before we put it in. So if you were doing this card at home without a kit, I would recommend doing it beforehand. Number one, it's going to be a whole lot easier because these leaves can be very delicate and we don't want to mess them up with a blending brush. But it is what it is for bingo, so we got to be careful. All right, we're just going to put this in here. All right, so there's the inside. We're going to color that in a little bit so we can set that aside. Oh, let's not. Let's go ahead and we can adhere these two, which is Lemon Lolly and then our DSP. I just love the navy, Night of Navy with these oranges or lemons. It's so pretty. All right, we're just going to add that. There we go. And this goes flat on your front of your card. I like, again, putting the dark underneath so I can see a little better and see the white. All right, so that's done. So now, first thing we're going to do is let's take our white piece here and get our tablet, which is right here. We're going to get the lemon lolly. I'm going to move these off right here. All right, we're going to just kind of do some lemon lolly on the inside, and I want it light and kind of airy, so I don't want big old yellow marks on it. But you're going to do this for a bit. See this one, how it's got quite a bit of yellow right there, but I don't want anything super bright. Just add whatever works for you, whatever you're thinking. The oranges are up there, so you could even start up there and move down because they're going to be covered up. But I just want to get this a little darker. And if you notice, you want to kind of get it from here to here, okay, and side to side. I think that's enough. You don't have to go too crazy. Oh, good, Belinda. All right, so we've got our yellow, so let's move that aside. We're not done with that. We're going to use that in a minute, a little bit more. But let's go ahead and get this in here and bring our greens in. And what I used is Granny Apple Green and Garden Green. So we're going to let me move some stuff out of the way because I really like my mat, so my ink pads don't go sliding around. All right, so we're going to start with Granny Apple Green. All right, so you can kind of wipe this off if you want. I'm pressing hard to get that off, so really doing this isn't too bad. All right, so I'm going to just kind of, you want to be really careful because we are doing it on a cut piece already versus doing it on just a white piece of paper. And so I'm coming inward versus outward because I don't want to grab those. And so I'm just kind of trying to be really careful and stay downward, but then go up just enough to get those. But you just want to just be kind of light-handed so you don't mess up your piece here. So I want to do 2 greens. I like to do 2 because I like to give it some dimension. I'm trying to hurry, so I feel myself, I don't want to break my leaves or wrinkle them up, so be careful. But this is the lighter color, so you kind of want to make sure this gets on everything because the other color is going to be a darker color. And that can be a lot lighter, a lot more light-handed. This kind of looks yellow over here, so I just want to get a little bit more because I want it green, not light. And I might have done olive on this. It's just whatever greens you want to use is fine. And so I'm just going to get a little darker in some spots. All right, so there's that one. And now I'm going to use the Garden Green. So it's whatever colors you want to use. I probably use 2 different greens on that I'm using now, but really doesn't matter. All right, so I'm going to use the same one. So I don't really need to wipe this off, but see how it's just barely wiping anything off because I'm using a darker color. I want to make sure I get enough ink on here because we're going to bring in some darker. And if you want to bring in even darker, I would say maybe maybe old olive or even shaded spruce if you want to bring that really deeper green in. But see how I'm kind of moving it around and I'm skipping some because you don't need it. Now that you've got the lighter green on, you can just kind of randomly pick your spots for the darker. I'm going to go quite a bit darker in some of these spots. And I know you can go much lighter, light-handed and more layers, but for video purposes, I'm trying to make it a little faster. So I'm going a little harsher than I probably should. It always turns out nicer if you do it lightly and just a lot of layers. Okay, so look how pretty that is. Okay, so this one's a little darker, this one's a little brighter. Whatever colors you are thinking that you want. I'm going to add a little bit of old olive to this. So let me see. And this is the fun part about doing these projects, you know, 3 weeks ago or whatever. That I kind of forget. I've been trying to write the colors down, but apparently I didn't on this one. So I'm just going to add a little bit of the darker on top of the edges of the garden green, just to add that little bit of a darker tint. I don't want it to get lost behind everything because it's got a lot of busy paper on it. There we go. All right, so see how it just added that little bit of a different shade. So doing 3 different shades. Here, we're going to take this off and turn it over just because I don't want to forget. We got to do our little leaf. Okay, now we got to be careful of this because this leaf is really tiny. All right, so I'm going to add a little bit of this color on there and go back to the other colors because I forgot. All right, let's go to the light one. Okay, we're going to add that brightness. That's enough. And let's go with add a little bit of our deep. And you could just even pounce on it if you wanted. You don't even really have to. Okay, so we're going to add that. All right, done. Thanks, Debbie. All right. Yay. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to glue this down to our lemon lolly piece right here. So what I like to do is locate my glue first. I'm going to just go down some of these branches, the ones that kind of go down, that have a nice spot that I can add glue to. You don't need them on every branch, but I just try to, and then I'm going to go around the outside. And because we have them on the branches, I don't think we really have to get every little tiny outside edge. So if it kind of skips, I'm not worried about it. And then we're going to set this down. Oops. Caught my finger. All right, so now don't forget, add your dark piece underneath. And see how I can see the white? So just slide that, which is really good reason to use your liquid glue. Now you can't see that white edge, right? Because we're going to have this darker blue behind it. Even though it's got some white in there, you don't want to add that, see those white edges if you can help it. I was unsure about this set. Oh, I love it, love it, love it. Love this set. Okay, so we're gonna do this. Now, the next thing we're gonna do is we are gonna take our Winkostella. If you look, we've got some splatters in here, but I wanna do it before the oranges. And so I'm just gonna squeeze a little over here. That's okay, because we're gonna use it some more. You want it a little more down here because that's going to be covered up with your oranges up at the top. But you still kind of want it on your pretty little leaves, right? If it gets on your oranges, it's not like earth-shattering. It doesn't matter. Why do I feel like it's not doing anything here? There we go. All right. So there's that. We're going to set this aside. And now, because it's bingo, I'm not going to take all the time, but I gave you some black paper. And then we have 2 sentiments. I have hello and just checking in. So I white embossed on black. And I know you guys have seen white emboss. I know we've done it before. So I did the hello and I cut this out. And then I did this one, and I do it always close to the edge down here so that you can just kind of use that as a guide. And so I did these right here. So I have the hello, and I have the just checking in. So we're going to add those. I just got ink all over me. I'm trying to see if I can get it off. As long as it doesn't rub off, then it won't rub on anything else, right? All right, so because I got a lot of that out there, we're just going to use that up. But what I'm going to do is take my Lolly Lemon and I'm going to squeeze it. Okay, you want to squeeze it, move this over, right in the middle. That way when you open it, you've got this bit right here. So we're going to lay that down and I'm going to use this. We're going to take all of our little... Where is my pokey tool? Pokey tool, pokey tool. All right, focus. That is the, oh, look it. It's right here. It's right next to my, yay. Okay, so we're gonna get all these in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 2, 1. Okay, so that's enough. What I like to do is you can either put them in your hand like this and take something that just kind of squishes them down, or you can do it on your piercing mat, which is my favorite way to do it, especially if I'm doing a lot, because I will just fill this whole thing up. And then I will just squish them all down. Okay, so there's one. It just gives them that little bit more dimension. Okay, so let me move that out of the way. All right, so now what we're going to do is we are going to take our, we can pick up a little glitter here and then pick up your yellow and just do like the center of your flowers. And you don't have to do it any, you know, special way, or, you know, just kind of put it in there. You're going to put your little embellishment on your oops, that one got really wet. It just oozed right out on me. So move it to your mat and it's going to be very sparkly. All right, that's okay. All right, pick up your yellow. There you go, another one. Yellow, yellow, and a little bit of yellow. All right, so you're just adding a little yellow and a little sparkle inside your flowers. All right, where did my lid go? Here we go. Okay, so then on this, it does have yellow on it. Just wipe it off. And then what I normally do is I just wipe off right where the Winkostella was. So the ink is fine in there. It's not going to hurt anything. I just like to take off that extra, and then we don't need this. But I like to squeeze it out, especially, I should have done these first and then squeezed it out and splattered. So that might be a good thing to remember. That way you don't have it all over your, it doesn't blob out like that, or it has a better chance not to, I should say. Can't say it won't because it's Wink of Stella, right? All right. My allergies have been driving me crazy, so I apologize if I'm sniffly. All right, so let's bring this in. And it looks like for the most part it's dry, but I'm gonna, because we're gonna rush it, I'm gonna take a tissue and just pick up anything that might not be, but look how pretty that is. All right, now we are going to add dimensions on this. Get some dimensionals. And then because it's such a big panel, you could do, I'm going to do this, but you could just come in a little bit right here and do 2 if you feel like it, but I think it's going to be fine. Thank you, Susan. All right, so we're going to go ahead and pop this on here. So far somebody wants to see Halloween next month. What? Anybody else? Anybody else want something different? Or let me know if you are thinking of a stamp set or a bundle that you would like to see. I'm not going to guarantee it because, you know, depends on how you feel. All right, let's add our leaf on the inside. And this leaf has a little line, a little slit on the leaves. So you want to be really careful. You don't want to add a bunch of glue because you don't want it to ooze all over, right? I'm just going to add that right here. If you wanted, you could add some little blossoms down there or something and add, you know, like these little blossoms that we're going to be adding to the front. Totally up to you. All right, now let's add our oranges. So again, remember, if you have one that's cut like this, it's the edge of your DSP. Make sure that goes on the edges. All right, now we need our dimensionals. Well, that's good, Gwen. That's my job, is to try to entice you guys. But I have to, like I said at the beginning, is I was kind of thinking, I don't know about the sled. I've got other Christmas stuff that's coming that I know I'm going to want, and I know that there's other stuff that I'm excited about. And the sled, I was like, oh, I don't know. I started playing with it, and now I'm going to do a class because I'm so excited about the stuff I've already created with it. Okay, so I wanted to put one right there, and there's a space over here, so I think I'm just going to add right there. Just because this is DSP and not cardstock, I like to make sure that I do a good coverage on the dimensionals and that it's going to be nice and secure. So. I'd rather put too many than not enough and it fall off or it get all bent up or catch on something and not be secure. Same as my bows. I like to add a little glue with my glue dot so I make sure that my bows don't go anywhere. that was my stomach growling. I already ate. I don't know why it's growling. All right, so I'm just going to go to the edge of the page and the top. So just kind of get it to right where you think it looks like it's going to go just fine. We're going to do our hello with the mini dimensionals right here. And I have some little mini half cut ones. So I'm going to put this way, flat this way, so the little arrow point can go up. And I think I can put a whole one right here. All right, so we have hello. I'm going to put this right about there. We're going to take the largest one here. I'm going to use glue dots. All right, let's put our glue dots on here. Now these are kind of wet in the middle, so because I'm doing a video on this, I'm just going to rush it, but I'm just going to put this right in the middle of this. I'm going to just do them one at a time and be careful, because if I stick them on there, I'm a little afraid because they're wet still. I'm going to add that one right there. And I'm going to add the other one right here. So I added the largest one here. Oops, I'm sorry. The largest one here, and then the two other ones down here. And then we're going to take the smallest ones and cluster them down here. But let's put our sentiment first. You can put the strip sentiment if you have the adhesive, the strip adhesive, which I do, but I don't want to go pull it out. So I'm just going to use these. I have these cut in half, which I always have a row or two cut in half. Right. I'm going to put that, I kind of want to fill up this space right here a little bit, so I'm just going to put it like right there, because I want to add these, just a cluster down here. So the large, I say large of the small, the larger one. Oh, you guys, I'm sorry, I'm going to come out now. You guys know what these look like. That. I feel like I just keep moving upward. I'm going to go right off the screen. All right, and then we're going to use this little guy and just put it right there. All right, and then we're going to take these gems. Remember, you've got extra of these, so you're going to be needing them for another project. I took a larger one and I put it right in the middle here. Now you want to make sure that these are dry all the way. I kind of made them pretty wet. They are alcohol and they will dry pretty fast, but just make sure they're dry or your gems won't stick. And then one more. So large one, and then the two smaller. And then you have plenty if you want to add more on here. But I thought with the sparkly Wink of Stella on there that you really don't need, because this is all sparkly right in here. And then you've got the sparkly Wink of Stella on all of your flowers. And so just the gems on there I thought was fine. The duck set, okay, let me write this down. Ducks, where's my paper? Ducks. I have pulled that duck set out a few times. I haven't not done anything yet. I love this Sled and Bell set. The tree mask. Oh. See, the tree mask is really hard to do for bingo because you would have to have that set. I would love to do that. Anything with the quiet reflections. See, Terry, I haven't, not yet. And I will do it for video, so let me write it down. And I will also write down the trees. The problem is for bingo, you guys would have to have that to do it. Oh, thanks, you guys. So, anyway, there is the set for the bundle. This is really a great suite. I think it's great because it could be for a guy, it could be for a girl, it could be, you know, all kinds of different things. Thinking of you, thank you. It really could even be a sympathy card. You know, you're in my thoughts and prayers, whatever. So I hope you guys liked card number 2. I'm going to move those embellishments to the side because we're going to be using them again. Yay, card number 2. Thanks, you guys. All right, where's my card number 1? What did I do with that? All right, let me move this out of the way and we will go on to bingo number 2. Let me put stuff in my stash here. I love my buckets. I love these buckets. I get them at IKEA and they are fantastic. All right. I'm so glad they came out with a pretty pink color. All right, let me wipe this up. All right, we're on to our second bingo. Yay! All right, let's see. Round we go. You could use the lemons. Can we pay for the more you for more than one bingo and use different numbers? Can we pay for more? Yeah, you can use, Terry, if you want to pay for multiple bingos, that's fine. Just say, you know, July, August, September in the notes. And then if you put your 5 numbers in the first month and then in the note section, say, you know, August numbers, September numbers, whatever you want to do is fine. Yeah, as long as you put it in the notes, I can put it in there. Oh, you're welcome, Cheryl. All right, first number is 26. That is the hard problem with doing some of these projects is I have some really fun ideas and then I think, oh, but you know what? They may not have it. And if I can't think of an easy alternative for you, then I probably won't do it. You'll probably see it on a video versus on a bingo because I just don't want you not to have that product and it to be a problem. A lot of people do ask about what program or what bundles I'm using, 25. And a lot of times it does not matter. If you don't have it, don't stress over it. I try to make it to where you could substitute something else. Okay, so the sentiments always, or you know, whatever you want to do. Oh, sorry, I meant the same month. Daughter and sister want to join us. Oh, so if you're going to pay for all 3 of you, yes. I would, if they're going to the same address, Terry, you can put your name down and in the note section, say I'm purchasing 3 kits and here are the other 2 numbers and give me their name and their number. And then that's fine. If they're going to be different addresses, then have them each register, but you can still purchase one time and put this payment is for also for so-and-so and so-and-so. So yes, absolutely. Yep, no problem. All right, number 1. Yeah, whatever you guys put in the notes section, I copy onto my spreadsheet, so I have your notes there. So if it's going to a different address or you're paying me on, you know, such and such a date or, you know, what I'm going to be late and, you know, whatever, that's fine. Perfect. Whatever you put in the notes section is great. Because when I print it out for me today, I always keep the notes on there so I can see them. And then I refer to it when I do the mailing. Number 15. Lots of bees. 23. Make sure if you are at this point, you grab your bar at the bottom and pull it forward if you've left and came back, because you will be behind. And then if you're playing bingo, excuse me, I have had the hiccups for like 3 days on and off. It's been crazy. Number 6. I am so excited for those of you that weren't here earlier. Is I got to go see this super duper 3D ultrasound of my new grandbaby. And it's at an ultrasound center. And so they take you in this room, and one full wall is like the picture of the baby. And they took like 60 pictures. And then they just give them all these pictures. It is really cool. So that was really fun. Something I did not experience through my children. My daughter, I think, had an ultrasound, but my son is 24. My daughter's my granddaughter with my daughter, but my son, his babies, he's VA, he's a veteran, so his insurance, I guess there's a place that you can go and do it. Yay, Cheryl finally got to be 22. And so it is really cool. And so my grandson was there and got to see the big picture of the baby, and he was sucking his thumb. My grandson thought it was great. 29. All right, lots of B-I. Ooh, Anna, Dana, Kathy all have a B-I-N. Linda. Woohoo. 21. Glenetta has a B-I-N. Michelle has a B-I-N. Mary has B-I-N. Ooh. 13. All right, I'm going to slow down a bit because Glenetta has a B-I-N-G. Ooh, Lisa has a B-I-N-G also. It's the first one, even if I call the next number, because like I said, somebody, oh, Glenetta has a bingo, she says. So let's take a look. 15, 12, 24, 22, and 1. Congratulations. Yes, you did. Bingo number 2. Yay. Congratulations. Boy, I had a few people on at that time. Just making sure there's nobody else. Doesn't look like it. Congratulations. Second bingo. So go ahead and send me your order just by the end of the month. Always the sooner the better, especially when there's a sale going on for your for the bundles, if that's something you're looking into. Remember, if you are a demonstrator, I cannot put in the online exclusive items for you or any of the pre-order items because I max those out. And so I do not have the availability to do that. So just FYI. All right, number 3. So project number 3 is a project that is kind of one of those ones that I was mentioning about that you may not have the stamp set. And so if you don't have it, I'm going to show you another option, and there's plenty of things you can try to figure out to do differently and put something different. So it's a fancy fold, and you've got a lot of die cuts to kind of figure things out with to do something different. So if you don't have exactly what I use, don't stress over it. I try really hard to do it to where you don't have to have anything, but sometimes it just ends up that there is something that just may not, you might not have it, but this is such a great set. I hope you all have it. All right, so we're going to use the country flowering. So obviously you may not have these 3, right? So this is, and I'm going to show you an alternative. This is the country flowers. All right, it's a great set. And you look at all these little flowers that you can make at one time, a plant, you've got a pot, a kettle, a stool, another pot over here. So there's a lot of options, little leaves in there. This is a flowering leaf. There's all kinds of options. And then you have dies for everything. So it's a great set. So I hope that you have it. And if you don't, I'm going to show you an alternative. But look how cute this card is. You're going to open that up and open that up. Isn't that cute? I thought that was really cute. I love these spotlights in nature. I'm going to be using these a ton. And so I also added a bunch of texture. I used the eyelet right here. So this one. And then I used the exposed brick and I did this one. Okay, so I did some texture right there. So there's a lot of texture, plus you have this eyelet look right here. So a lot of fun. So you're going to notice, and I'm going to show you my alternative later. Let's get this done first. In the kit, again, I added a few of these, like a whole row of them. You only need 2. Because again, what I wanted to do is give you guys a package of things, and both of the ones that I wanted at the time were sold out. This is another reason I'm kind of making my number at a certain number for bingo. That way I can just order these ahead of time and have them, and then not worry about what if they sell out, what if I don't have enough product, because that is kind of a worry. So if you don't have this set, I will show you an alternative. And another thing you can do, put a large sentiment. There's a lot of things you can do for it. Add another flower. It just doesn't matter. There's so many options. Okay, so we're going to start on the inside. All right. I also put so lucky to know you, so you can stamp something that just says flower market on the outside. So that's not really a thinking of you or, you know, whatever. But on the inside, you could put happy birthday, thinking of you, wishing you, you know, hope you get better. You're going to notice you have a piece of paper. This is to do your stamping on, whatever you need to do for the center, which is going to be these 3 pieces, or whatever else you need to stamp if you don't have it. Let's do the front actually, and let's just glue these together so we have them glued. This is pretty flat, so I don't mind using this. There's a lot of flatness on this part of this embossing folder, and then what I usually like to do is I just add a little bit in the middle of glue just to make sure it's not going to go anywhere. So let's add that. I'm noticing, okay, so I got to write my little cheat notes here. On the TV card, I need to check the black because it might be too long. You might have to cut it, but it's not that big of a deal. And then the other thing is this one. One of these oh, I bet you it's this one that needs to be cut. All right, so this one should be 5 3/8, which it is. 5 4 1/8, which it is. So this should be 5 1/4, which it's not. So check this, you guys. You might need to cut it down 5 1/4. So let me do that real quick. I had these all die cut. I mean, all embossed, a whole bunch of them at once. And it was, I made them larger on purpose in case I didn't know what size I was going to do, right? And so when I did that, I didn't cut down this one edge. So just double check yours. You want this to be 4 by 5 1/4, okay? So 4 by 5 1/4, much better. So double check see, another reason why I send them tomorrow. So I can tell you, make sure that's 4 by 5 1/4. All right, so that is cut, and that can go on the front, but we're going to put that aside. All right, this is your stamping piece. Move that aside. Let's do the inside. So on the inside, I'm going to actually leave mine blank this time because I may use it for a birthday or thinking of you or something different. So Lucky to Know You is in this stamp set with Heartfelt Sympathy, the Flower Market, Best Friend Ever, Sending Love. So you can choose what you want out of the set or do another set that is another stamp set that works for whatever occasion you need. So I'm going to leave mine blank so I can do it for something else. And I like to do that a lot of times. I like to leave the inside. It's kind of risky because if I screw it up, but sometimes I just don't put a white sheet on the inside. I do everything else, and even the layered piece if I'm just making a bunch of cards to have on hand. That way I can add something different. But I do like the card I did for next month, one of the cards I did, because it was one of those cards that you need. All right, you're going to find this strip. You have two strips. The short strip goes on the front. So we're going to move that one over here with the front. This goes on the inside. All right, so what I want to do is we're going to add this here. And then we're going to add this in the center. All right. So right about there, because this is going to go on the outside of your card, right? But you want it to be out. This is going to close, and then this is going to go up close. So it's going to go, but remember, you're going to have this too. So we're going to put that on here. So I'm actually going to use glue because this is a moving piece when you open and close it. But I also want this to be, I want to kind of have some wiggle room. So I'm going to put it right about here because I want it pretty much in the middle. I don't measure it. I just kind of eyeball it. So I think I'm going to come down just a little, right about there. All right, so I'm good with that. And now I'm going to put my adhesive. And you can add another piece there, whatever. Just makes you feel good that it's nice and snug in there. I'm going to bring in my silicone mat. My husband is at the lake sailing right now. He's excited that it's windy, although he wasn't very excited. Okay, I'm going to pull this out a tiny, tiny bit. Another reason I like the liquid glue is just loosely bring that out because this has to go up and over too. So you might need to adjust this a tiny bit with the fold, but just remember to bring this out just a tiny, tiny bit, okay? So that when it goes over, because it's also going to go over this and go over this, you know what I mean? And you want it to lay down, so you may need to kind of burnish that just a little bit. So we'll leave that out. All right, and we're going to put this on the front. But he got a message yesterday from the guy at the lake that says some of the boats had some damage, that they had to retie some boats because it was super windy. And I don't know if there was a boat that caused problems on the dock or what happened, but he had to go down there and make sure that the boat was okay last night, but it was fine. Ours was out far enough. We don't have one of those up close docks slips. All right, now this is important. You want your piece to go under this piece, right? Because you want to bring that up to where it's nice and aligned, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to add glue on this, and I do glue. Number one, you can move it around. Number two, it's on top of the bumpy part of an embossing folder. So I want to make sure I have a decent amount. I'm going to put it right about there and straight across. What's nice about this folder is if you look at your eyelet embossing folder, if you emboss it straight, that's a really important thing to do when you put it in your embossing folder. Make sure it aligns straight, and then it helps you when you align your things on the top. All right, so here we go. So now we have this part done, the inside done, our flap done. Now we need to do our top part. So we're going to move this aside, and we're going to do some coloring. And I have our little dots. We're going to move over I've got our kettle and our flowers. All right, oops, and we need our fresh market. All right, so the first one we're gonna do is we're gonna get our black out. I'm gonna move all this over. Bring my silicone mat in. If you guys don't have this and the silicone mat, you really should. It's like the best. All right, let's do our teapot here, or kettle. We're going to put that right here. All right, and then we are going to bring our stool in. And I take stamp to stamp pad if the stamp is smaller, which it is in this case. Do that one there. And then our flowers. And I'm going to put those right here. I have dies for these with this set, so I'm going to do that over there. And you just want to make sure you give yourself enough room. And I am going to color quickly because I have these pre-colored and cut, but I want to show you how I did it. All right, so we are first going to we got to do our sentiment. I like to stamp that first and then alcohol over it. I don't know if it really matters, but that's what I like. I go a little farther down because our flowers kind of hang over a little. Okay, so I just bring it down a little bit. All right. All the colors, everything's listed below, so you should have all of your supplies that we need because we are going to use a lot of colors. Let me pull them all out here and then I'll tell you as we go. All right, so the first one I'm going to do is the smoky slate. We're going to go ahead and do this. I like to start at the top and then work my way down. That way my hand is not rubbing over color for any reason. I'm going to use the dark first of the smoky slate. And I'm going to do my lines first. And I just kind of go over them like that. I do a little darker right here, a little on the handle, a little right here. And then I'm going to, oops, I got to do this line right here, which I might have already done. Then I like to take the thicker brush. I want to see Spotlight in Nature next class with the circle embossing folder again, I guess. Okay. Let me write that down. Spotlight. All right. Then I'm going to take the thicker brush and I'm going to do it this way because it's easier. I like to start from the outside and go in, and I just brush it in and flick it in a little bit. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. I just like to give it that little bit of extra. You just got to be careful going this way, to me, because it's a little harder. And I definitely want it on the bottom a little bit more. Okay. So, I mean, I am no expert by any means. I just kind of like, just kind of how I do it. And then I'm going to come in with a lighter color. And I'm going to come in with the brush first. And just kind of go straight across. And straight across. All right, and then just kind of fill those in. And then remember, you're kind of blending where the darker color is at, so I like to, this is such a little spot, I'm going to change it to this tip. Now I would spend a little more time doing this, but we're going to make it quick. All right, so there's that. See how it's light right there? So I'm going to do it a little darker right here because I'm going to bring in the color lifter and just kind of go through the middle just a little bit to lighten that up so you can read it really well. Okay, so that's done, and that'll blend. You'll see when it's dry, it looks a little better. All right, now the stool, I do pecan pie, and I'm going to do the dark, and I'm going to do the bullet tip because this is all a little smaller, and I'm going to just do some feathering down. Okay, you could use the brush at this point, but it's kind of a narrow area. I'll show you the difference. See how these little harsher edges are there? If you did this, you could really feather it like this. So like if you did the sides, you can feather them. Okay, so it doesn't have to be really harsh lines. Then you're going to take your lighter, I think my pecan pie needs to be replaced. I probably have a new one in the cupboard, but the brush part's getting kind of... All right. I'm going to have to use the other end because it is going. Which is so funny because I just used it last night. It was fine. You really want to color right there. You want to get that blended right there. But I like to do the edges so I know I don't have to come down to the edge. Okay, so up here it's blended. Okay. Have you done Thoughtful Wishes and Magnolia Mood? I did do Magnolia Mood before, and Thoughtful Wishes I think I have, but I will double check. All right, so there is the stool. And now for your flowers, super simple. Take the dark peach pie and take the bullet and all of the like flowers. So really they're all the same kind of flowers. So I did all the flowers, and I did the dark just on the bottom portion. So see how I did like just squiggle around in all of the bottom petals of the flowers. And then on these little flowers, I just kind of did a little bit. And I'm doing it super fast right now, but you get that kind of the idea. And then there's this one. All right, so that's the dark peach. And then you're going to move on to the light peach, and you're going to use the bullet tip again. And I just barely go over the edges just to kind of blend it a little bit because the next color is a lot lighter. And I want to make sure that those harsh lines are kind of blended in a little bit. All right, so I think that's all of them. And then I took the light petal pink, and I did the edges. And I just kind of blended that in. Oh, I forgot that petal altogether. So I'm just going to take the medium, just to hurry here, and kind of put that in there. And I forgot the main large flower. So it's really nice when you're not rushing. All right, so we're gonna come back in here, and I'm just gonna do the dark because we're putting a gem in the middle anyway. And then I just kind of go squiggle in the middle. Okay, like that. Take the second, the lighter one, blend it, and blend, blend. Again, we're doing this super fast. And then your petal pink around the edges, which is a really kind of the same as the, when you look at this, it looks like the same as the peach pie. It's just a very lighter version. Okay, so that's a quick, kind of a quick way. All right, just give it a little bit of color. Now we're going to go and do the leaves. So we're going to start with Pretty Peacock, and we're going to do, to me this looks like a cactus at the top. So I'm going to do the centers. Again, same thing, you're going to squiggle at the bottom base of each of the leaves. And you can kind of come up, you know, on the edges a little bit more if you want. All right, so I just put a little bit at the bottom of each of the base of leaves off of this one flower. And then I'm going to come in with the light Lost Lagoon. And again, you're going to blend these a little bit. And you don't want to go up too high because you need to put a lot of a lighter color left. But you just want to come to the edges of that Pretty Peacock so it kind of blends it in a little bit. Okay. Now I'm going to take the light Granny Apple Green, and I'm going to come from the top downward because I don't like to go over the lines. And you want to come down a ways because it's going to help blend your colors. I think I put a little more Pretty Peacock on this one than I should have, but it gives you the idea. All right, so kind of gives you an idea there. And now what I'm going to do with the Granny Apple Green is I'm going to go down one side of all these leaves with the light. And normally I would do the dark first, but this one's in my hand, so I'm not worried. Because the little leaves, you just want light. Other than that, you're going to do a little line. So these are little, they're all green. Those are both light. The other ones you're going to do like a partial. And you could do the bottom if you wanted, like you did on these. But I thought I would do one side light and one side dark. And then just come down the other side. And I like doing the darker first so that the light blends it, but it's all right. You get the idea. All right, so then you die cut all those out. And here we go. So we have our little stool and our pot and our flowers, okay? And our piece. Now, let's glue this on. All right, we're gonna glue this on here. You want your lines, your bricks to go straight, right? You don't need them all diagonal and wonky. There's always the color lifter if it's too dark. Yes, true. Very true. All right, so let's go ahead and glue this on. I don't worry about the outside edges as long as there's enough glue to hold it. And what's nice about this is you could put your eyelets up and down so you have that straight, but it really doesn't matter. I just kind of like to make sure that around the outside that this looks, you know, as centered as it can be. And that looks pretty good. All right, now we're gonna do, this goes here. So what I like to do is you're going to, first of all, you want to make sure that this isn't too long, so it shouldn't be, because the circle pretty much takes up the whole space. But if you feel like it needs to be shorter, then do that, but it should go right to the edge of your circle right there, and that's pretty much the center. So take a look at it. Notice that there's about that much. If you want, take a little pencil or your nail or whatever, make a mark right there. That way you know that all of this is going to be glue. It doesn't, you don't have to go all the way to the edge. Okay, a little bit is going to squish out a little bit, so you don't, kind of keep that edge border around, that you don't have to go all the way out. All right, and then put that right about where you want it. And again, this is liquid glue, so you have a little time to wiggle and get where you want it. See, I have a little bit showing over here, so all I'm going to do is take my pokey tool and do that. All right, and we are going to set this on here for one quick second. That's when you take a drink. For my iced tea. Okay. Now, the option, if you wanted to do something different, is I pulled out the kindest expressions, and I happen to have the pocket thoughts, which is the one that has the pocket embossing or the dies with the little pockets for gift cards and such. This comes with it. And so I thought, okay, what if we did something like this? Instead of the green, you could add, or you could add the green. This is a deckled dies. So if you don't have the Spotlight Nature, which I definitely hope you do because it's amazing. But look how cute that is. So you can use something different. Don't set yourself to think, oh, I don't have that stamp set. Now what am I going to do? I always try to make the card bases, the DSP, the die cuts, the embossing, whatever I do, usable for something else. So even though I use this set, that might make you want the set. You might say, you know what, that's really cute. I could use that for a lot of different things. The stool could be used for a lot of different things. There's all kinds of stuff you could do. So always think of something else. Anytime there's circles, squares, any shapes, I buy them because there's always an option that you can use something with it. So like I said, this is the deckled dies. I loved the cute little cupcake. I just colored it. I stamped off the top. So this right here, I stamped it off so it's a nice light color, more like a creamy, you know, orange kind of color. Excuse me, not so bold, the peach, not so bold. But I did do the, I did Lost Lagoon and Pretty Peacock on the cup. So, and then again, you still have that color, or you can always replace it with a different color if you choose. But anyway, there's always options. I could have left the cupcake off and just a oh happy day. You could have added a bow over here. You could add your embellishments or whatever you want, you know, with that. So just, there's other options that you can do. All right, so there's that. Now let's pop this up. Pop, 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 pop. All right, so you want to not put embellishments or dimensionals too close down here because it's going to go onto your project. So I'm going to make sure that this one goes flat right about there. And then I'm going to put one over here that's flat, about the same height. Doesn't have to be exact, but that way when I do have this here, I can slide that down as far as I need to know that it can go close, but not, you know, all the way down, but you've got plenty of space. You can always add a little glue too if you want right there. All right, so let's do this. Oops, that's a half. We'll put that one over here. And that one there. I'm going to take and move all my markers out of the way. All right. Oh, here it is. I'm going to take a half of one, put it right here on my little pot. Anna, I would love to see the Round We Go and Friends for Life. Okay, Friends for Life. Round we go. Friends. All right. All right, so I'm going to put one in the middle. All right. So obviously we're going to do this stool first because it's got to have like a base, right? And I'm not going to have it hang down here, but I want it right at the edge of my pretty peacock because that's kind of like where the ground is. So you don't want it floating and you don't want it in front of or below. So we're going to go straighten that up and go right about right there. All right. Our pot next, our kettle. Oh, thanks, Lisa. Yeah, it's really hard. I have to say, it's really hard with bingo. You want to make sure, you know, I don't want people to think, oh, I can't play because I don't have the stuff. I try to think very, very hard about, all right, what don't you have? What do you have? Or what would you need? So I try to make it to where you just need an embellishment. Okay, I'm going to want that to go right over the O's, that O, because, and I'm going to lightly put it there because my dimensional on the top is too high. So I'm going to try and pull that off because I put it on kind of light and bring it down. Okay, now I'm going to go like this, and I can feel right here that I have plenty of room, that I don't have anything showing right there. And there we go. All right, now, so anyway, yeah, so I try to just really think about, you know, so I want you to know that you do not have to have everything that I create with, but hopefully you'll see a card that inspires you. We're going to put these textured dotted, which I really like. I'm going to put a large one there, and I'm going to put a small one over here. And then you have all these left over. So right now, I have one card left, and you're going to have these left over, but you're going to use some of these. So like I said, I'm sorry, but a lot of the stuff is sold out and bummed me out, but it is what it is. All right, so let's put all this back. So there you go. That's card number 3. So there it is. If you wanted to, I don't have the same one, and I don't even know if this is the same size, but if you wanted to, take another circle like this, line it up, and attach it on there. And you could put another sentiment right there if you wanted to, or if you just want this to look a little nicer, definitely you could, it just dawned on me right now, you could put another one right there, and you could even do a solid color so you could see it through here, like if you wanted to do a pretty peacock in the back, then you can see the pretty peacock color through the eyelet right there, and then that would look really pretty too. Each card keeps getting better and better. Oh, you're so cute, Marilyn. Okay, so there we go. So that is number, and see how it's kind of poking up a little bit? Take this out, get your bone folder, and just go on the very edge right there, nice and sharp. All right, and then it will lay nicer right there. Okay, So just kind of lay it. Remember that not only do you have your card, you have the 1, 2 bases, you have this on here, and then that. So you want to make sure that you really kind of burnish that down once you get it there. All right, so that is card number 3. Let me move this. And to give you another option to kind of think about. All right, bingo. Oh, good, Tammy, I'm glad. Thanks, Angela. All right. It's so funny because it's so, sometimes you're doing it, you're like, oh, I want to make sure it's something you guys like. It's a little pressure, I'm just saying. All right, here we go. Don't forget, listed below is July Bingo sign up. You can sign up already. All right. Number 15. This is 3rd bingo. Thanks, Kathy. Number 23. Yeah, if you guys could give me a thumbs up, and if you have not subscribed, I would really appreciate if you do. I am really, really trying hard to get to 10,000 by the end of the year. Don't know if it's going to happen. I got a ways to go, but it would be pretty exciting. Number 27. I also had mentioned about my my goal, something I'm working on, and that is that does have to do with sales. I am less than $1,000 away from a huge goal for myself, and I'm pretty excited about it. Number 13. So if there's anything you need, let me know if I can help you or answer any questions, and you can always feel free to shop in my store, and there's a link below, and it has my host code attached. Number 29. Number 8, lots of bees. And Eileen with the BI. Oh, and Kathy with the BI. And Mary, number 22. Carol with the BI, number 4. I'm laughing at my blends. I have the Stampin' Storage blend holders, and I don't think the blends ever go back in the same spot when I pull them out. They just kind of, I try to put the greens with the greens. Doesn't always happen. All right, Leslie, Carol, and Belinda with the BI, number 16. And Tanya, Eileen with the BIN, number 3. Ooh, Mary has a BING, number 18. Number 11. All right, Carol has a BIN. Number 21. Carol with the BIN, Kathy BIN, Olivia BI. Oh, both Carols have BIN. Number 5. And Angela. Yay, Angela's on the board. And Cheryl with the BIN. Number 25. Ooh, lots of BINs now. Number 2. Ooh, Rita has a BING. Number 7. Now remember, with the consolation prize, if you are second place, it says bingo. So if there's 2 bingos in one, the second person gets a consolation prize, but they can opt out and go for another bingo if they'd like. So Rita has a bingo. Let me look here. All right, Rita, let's see. We have 3, 7, 5, 11, and 25. Rita has a bingo. Congratulations, Rita. Yay, congratulations. I don't see anybody else. All right, congratulations. Yay. All right, I don't see anybody else, so okay. Mix them up, mix them up. All right. I lost a stamp here, hold on. One of my stamps ran away. All right, number 4. So when I saw this project, it was out of the catalog and I absolutely loved it. Now I did not look up the recipe in the catalog. I just kind of eyeballed it. And I think I believe I changed a few things in it. Let me look in the catalog really quick because I want to show you where it's at in case you want to look up the original one, but I don't remember. Let's see. Let me show you and find my index. All right. Let's see if it's on this page. So I did it pretty close. So we're going to do this card right here. And so it looks a lot like it. I've made a few changes to it. So this is what we're doing. Okay, so I made a few changes to it. I added a little more. I did a different stamp, added a different ribbon, and some different embellishments. So I did change it up a bit. And I think I might have changed the colors a little bit. So I'll show you that. So a really fun, soft card. I think this would be a great sympathy card too. Let's show you what it's like. I'm going to give you an envelope. This one I stamped on. So if you have the Drizzle Droplets. I think this is a great background. I think they may have done it in Pretty in Pink. I did the stamping in bubblegum, just so you know, because it's lighter. So I went with that. I wanted something softer. And so I did the bubblegum in the background. All right, so you will get the envelope. So here is your kit. We're going to use the Unbounded Love, and we use Hello Friend right there. Hello and Friend. All right, so there's our stamping. We're going to use the Flowers of Beauty, which is this stamper, this die right here we used, and then we used these over here. Somebody was just asking me about this set today, and I said, I'm using that tonight. And then I used the Everyday Details, and I used the circle here. Okay, so that went here. I don't know which one they used, but they did use a circle also. I don't know where it came from. I just kind of eyeballed it and went with it. So that's what I did. All right, so let's get our kit open. But I wanted something kind of light and airy, and I wanted to do a different size. And so this is what I came up with. So again, be careful of all of your flowers. Your embellishments you already have. All right. The paper is from the Unbound Beauty. So here's the reverse side of some of the flowers. So you can just kind of choose whichever ones you want. Okay, I wanted some of the more peach or a little subtle. This one has a little bit more of the like Pull Party and Petunia on it. So just kind of think about, you know, which ones you want. So I just gave you a combination. I also used the new dies. Ooh, let me look. Oh, no, I didn't. I used... Which die did I use? Where did it go? Where did it go? Yeah, the Unbound Beauty. So I used this one, this die right here. And so I love that because I used the center probably for something else. And so I kept the outside for this one. And then there's my flowers. So let's do our sentiment first and get that done. So I did Hello in the Pretty Petunia. I mean, Petunia Pop. See, Pretty Petunia would have worked. That might be a punch for the circle. It has like dots on it, so I don't think so. It's got like stitching or something on it. Let me look. Page 55. It's on page 55, I think, or close. It's on page 53, but see how it's got like a piercing around the outside on that punch. I mean, on that circle. And this one has a different, this one's a little tighter. It's got, oh, you can't not see that. But this one's got a little more of a stitching around it, whereas the other one looks like it's like piercing. All right, so we're going to do Hello in Petunia Pop, which I call Pretty Petunia, but Petunia Pop. So just kind of make that straight. So your H on your hello is going to kind of go right along the inside circle right there. All right. And then your friend, we're going to do in Peach. So Peach Pie. I just loved this. Oh, you know what? Maybe it was that circle. Let me look. Oh, that's exactly what it was. Who said that? Anna, you are right. It's this circle here. But that's not the one I used. I used the other one. Oh, it could have been this one too. Oh, you know what? I used this one. This larger one. You're right. That's the one I used. So it has two, and I was thinking it wasn't the smaller one, but it's the larger one. All right, so friend, I want in Peach. So I'm going to make my hello straight. And then I'm going to do friend. Now, you don't want it super close to it because you kind of want to take up that space. So you kind of, you know, make it straight with your hello, but spread it out just a little bit. so that it kind of fills up that circle. All right, and now we're going to use our droplets. So we're going to use this one for the droplets, and we're going to use our envelope for the droplets, okay? So the bottom of the envelope, I like to use my Stamparatus. Where's my, oh, here it is. My Stamparatus cover. And then I just like to use this on here. So I'm going to do it, we're doing the drops downward. So we're going to do it like this. All right, and we're going to use our bubble gum, our bubble bath. I have nail polish called bubble bath, and I always say bubble gum. Same thing, I don't know why. All right, we're going to go here. And remember, it lightens up. What I like to do is take, where's my, where did it go? Oh, it's not in a bucket. Oh, here it is. I like to take one of these sheets or a scrap piece of paper, whatever you have. All right, we're going to do this again, make sure it's nice and wet. And then I'm going to take my envelope. I want it on the bottom, but I want the dots upward. So I'm going to do it like this, so it's easier for me. And I'm just going to lay these like just at the edge. Remember, you're going to be able to write on it because it's a light pink, so you can, you know, still put your address on there. All right, so let's lift that up. And there's our envelope. Okay, so set that aside. Now we're going to ink this up again. I'm going to do it this way now just because I'm used to this. And we're going to do our front panel. We're going to ink this up again. Don't forget to look at your samples in the catalog. Sometimes I just saw this and thought, oh my gosh, it's just so cute. I had to do it. All right, so we're going to, we don't really care if those are on the bottom, but we want more bottom than we do top. So I'm just going to put it right across the bottom. So I'm at the very edge. Lay that on there because you want to go flat, just in case you got ink on the base of your stamp. You want to make sure that you're just getting the base of the ink on your project, right? I mean, not the base of the ink, just the ink on the stamped image. All right, so we're going to go like that. Grab the edge, lift it up. Now see how there's still some there? Because I had the dots go all the way to the edge. Now I'm going to do the top. Because you want the same thickness, right? At the top. Now you're just going to go to where your fingers are. So I hold my fingers on the side. And you're just going to lay it down right there. And lift it up. Okay? It really doesn't matter that it's kind of like, okay, there's a little tiny space right there. Doesn't matter. Okay, so now you have that pretty background and it will lighten up. All right, so now our dots are done. How easy was that? All right, now we're gonna just layer this up. We can close this up. Oh, I did dots on the inside, so we're gonna do the same thing. I forgot the inside, which I usually start with, right? All right, so same thing. I want dots going up on the bottom. So I could just cross the bottom and I want them upwards, so that's fine. Do you guys use your panel here for your larger dies? I do not use that large stamp. I mean block. It's just too much for my hand to try to hold. All right, there we go. So let's go ahead and glue this on the inside. So again, this is Pretty in Pink paper, but the ink on here is Bubble Bath, is what I use. There's the recipes in the catalog, what they did. And so mine might be a little different because I did not look it up. I just thought that the Pretty in Pink ink was a little dark, even though I knew it lit up. No. It was just too dark, I thought. All right, we're going to go ahead and put this down for the background anyway. It was a little dark. All right. I love the Pretty in Pink color. All right, there's that. All right, let's add this on because everything else is just layered up on top. Now, I made this smaller because I really wanted that vanilla to show. I don't use vanilla a lot. And I thought, you know what? I like that it's airy and just light. And I wanted to put our smaller pieces on here and our new ribbon and just kind of, I think they used twine, and I love linen thread, but I just decided I wanted to use the new ribbon. So we're going to do that. We are going to add these on here like this, and we're just overlapping them. But I want to bring in our piece here, and this is from the Flowers of Beauty. And I want to put it on here, and I just don't want to go too high. So I just kind of want to eyeball it. And so I think this is right. What I'm going to do. I love how they added these little frames in the background. I thought that was just really kind of nice. All right, so we're going to kind of think about where that's at. I'm going to put that right about there. I don't want it all the way to the edge, but close enough. All right, and now we're going to do the second one. And then we're going to pull this one over. We're going to overlap them. And then I have, when you die cut, sometimes you get those little extra pieces. All right, move those out of the way. All right, now we're going to add this, and this is also glued because the flowers, the sentiment, the ribbon, those are all kind of popped up. So we're going to lay this flat also. That way it can hold the flowers when we add those on. I go around the thicker part of the flower part, and then just kind of down the stems if you can. It's really a dainty piece. All right, that looks good. Now, if you don't want to get glue on your hand, if you think something's going to squish out a little bit, just take a block and just kind of put it on there. What little glue comes out, you're probably going to cover it. And like I have a little bit of glue right here, but we can mess with that in a minute. It may not even make a difference because we're going to add our flowers. So I have some flowers, and now I got to decide which ones I want to use. So I'm going to take my mat, and we're going to add my flowers. So we're going to add, I want the large one to be peach because it's nice and light. Let's put those there. I want a purple. That one has blue on it, so I think I'm doing another peach. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you have 3 large ones and 3 smaller ones. But I want some purples. So some of these purples, I'm going to do these 2 in purple because they have a lot of white in them, so it kind of lightens them up a little bit. I'm going to make that one like the peachy kind of color. What does this one look like? Oh, that one has more purple, less blue. So I think I'm going to do 2 peaches. Okay, I think this is what I'm going to do. Oh, I think I need another pink. Okay, that's what I'm going to do right there. So just kind of look at them, see what works for you, what you think looks good. You just want a little bit of a variety. All right, and then what I did is I just kind of randomly put them somewhere, but if you want to, let's do the bow first. And so I'm just going to do the bow like this. Let's see. I want one bow to go one way, so I'm going to flip it, and the other bow to go the other way. So I have a tail on each end going each way. No reason. All right, so I'm going to use a glue dot just to help me out here. All right, I'm going to put one right here, and then I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to put a glue dot also right here. And then we're going to cut those edges. All right, so we'll take those, and I'm going to put that about right here. And then I'm going to take my scissors and do a nice cut right there. And a nice cut down here. And then we can fix the bow in a minute. We'll just get it going right here. All right, we're going to take our sentiment. What I'm going to do is put a dimensional on each side. So I'm going to look at this and put one over here and one over here. And then just to help that bow stay secure, I'm going to add some glue just to help it stay together where you want it. All right, and I'm going to put some glue in the middle just in case. That bow is a little thick right here. So we're going to add the bow, and I'm going to pull this up. I think this needs to be pulled out a little bit. Or not, because it's very sticking here. There we go. All right, so there we go. All right, so there's that. So we have our bow. So just fix it however, whatever works for you. And then I am going to do glue dots just to help us with sticking. These are dries, not like the other ones that were still kind of wet a little bit. So I'm just going to stick those all on. All right, so now I'm going to take my largest one here, not my largest, but one of my larger ones. I'm going to put it right here. And I'm going to put the purple one right above it, right there. Then I'm going to put a pink one up here. So I just kind of randomly put whatever works. I'm going to put that. There's a lot of pink right here, so that's why I'm going to bring that purple one in right there. I'm going to put the peach one here and another little pink one right here. So just randomly put them where you want. What works for you is the Drippy Drops. Yes, it is current. It is called Drizzling Droplets, number 163523. I love it. I love the background. It's a great stamp. All right, so there's that. Easy peasy. And now we're going to bring back in our pretty iridescent gems. And I'm going to do the large ones. So we have a large one here. A large one. A large one. And then a small. Oops. A small runaway. A small. And a small. I was thinking, wow, my husband's still out there, but it's clearly still daylight. Very light outside right now. All right, so then I just kind of fluff the flowers up a little because, you know, you've been pushing on them when you do your, add your embellishments. Just kind of fluff them up a little. There we go. So there you go. Super simple. Love this background for many things. I think it's going to be a great background. But I love the colors. I love that it's soft. Just hello, friend. And this is a really nice soft. It would be a great sympathy card, you know, thinking of you, or, you know, whatever, or get well, or whatever would be a great card. That's one of the things I'm working on is I want to, I asked my team to share with me what, you know, a goal, like what are they working on right now? What is something that they want? Either it could be as simple as send more cards. Oh, you know what? We got to put our inside in, did we? Oh, we did. Oh, these are our envelopes. Okay, so there's our envelopes. So, all right, so that is card. Well, I'll show you all the cards when we're done. We're almost done. We have one more bingo. Let me get this stuff out of the way. Even if it's like share, you know, send one more, you know, send more cards out or whatever. Mine is I want to really start working on having cards on hand that I need, like get well soon. I have so many people I know that have had surgeries or been sick or whatever, and I am just been terrible about, I need to be sending cards out. Do I? No. I feel like that is something I should be doing, so I want to start doing that. All right, so let me get this out of the way. Card number 4. All right, everybody, good luck. We have one more bingo. Michelle, you are behind, so make sure you grab your bar and pull it forward because we're getting ready to start our 4th bingo. All right, so you'll have these embellishments left, so you'll have a lot for another project, but everything was out of stock that I wanted. So again, going forward, doing what I'm doing now, I think it's going to help us with me being able to get the product in hand as soon as I know that's what I'm using, so that I don't run out. Or they don't run out, I should say. All right, clean board, let's go. Good luck, everybody. I'm glad you like it. All right, number 22. Number 29. 25. 20. So the two things to remember on the TV card, the black piece at the bottom, check that measurement before you try to glue it down. I'm going to go back and look. If it needs to be bigger, I'll cut you another piece that's bigger. If it needs to be smaller, just be mindful that you need to check that because it's easy enough for you to trim it off. And the white eyelet one with the Spot of Nature card, make sure you trim that down. Number 2. Lots of bees, lots of people on the board. 26. 26. Number 13. All right, Michelle has a BI, Rose has a BI, number 4. Ooh, Eileen has a BIN, number 3. Number 3. Number 30. Oh, Marilyn, you are welcome. Number 16. And I should also remind everybody that each bingo, there's only one winner. I mean, each bingo night, you can't win more than once. I think most people have played before today, so you know the rules. Oh, Mary has a BIN, Sarah has BIN, Margie has BIN. Number 14. Yes, Gwen, thank you. A thumbs up would be amazing, you guys. Thank you so much. Tanya, BIN, Rose, BING. Number 11. Number 28. Number 23. Ooh, Margie has a BING, Gwen with a BIN, Beverly with a BIN, Olivia and Carol with a BIN. I'm making you work for this one, you guys. All right. Number 1. Ooh, and Mary has a BING. Remember, it is the first person that hits bingo, so make sure you're ready. Make sure. Tanya with a BING and Kathy with a BIN. There we go. 24. 24. Leslie coming up with the BI. Lisa, Gretchen, Cheryl, Anna with the BIN, Michelle. Oh, Margie says bingo. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Marcie has 13. Oh, yep, 13, 24, 3, 28, and 22. Yes, Marcie has a bingo. Congratulations. Woohoo! All right, number 4. Congratulations, everybody, on your win. I'm just making sure there's nobody else. I don't see any. Congratulations, everybody, on your win. I'm so happy that you guys were here tonight. Thank you so much for playing bingo. I hope you enjoyed it. I don't know what is going on with my hair, but isn't it funny when you're facing down and all of a sudden I look up, I'm like, oh, jeez. Yes, thank you, and congratulations to all the winners. I really do appreciate you guys playing bingo. It's so much fun. I always look forward to the night. I think it's because in between, I can actually read and chat and kind of, play and do the games, and I'm trying to catch up on the reading and see how everybody's doing. Oh, thanks, Susan. Excuse me, continue giving me ideas on what cards or what bundles you're interested in looking and seeing in bingo or on a video. If it's something I can't do on a bingo, I'll try to get it on a regular, the weekly bingo or card videos that I do. So it's always nice to try to do something that you might be stuck on, you're not quite sure, how to do it or what to do, or you can't come up with an idea. I get like that a lot of times. Sometimes I'll just put it away and come back the next day, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I think I know what I'm going to do. So it's nice to kind of see other people's ideas also to get inspiration. I will definitely do that. I think the country flower one is the one I like the best. Oh, thanks. Oh, thanks, you guys. Thank you, everybody. I couldn't do bingo without you, so I really do appreciate it. It is a lot of fun. I love creating them for you. I'm glad you liked this card, this one. I really, really enjoyed. I love the textures on it, and there's some coloring, which is a lot of fun. And but like I said, change it up, put something else on there. If you don't have the stamp, I try not to make the bingos too terribly simple, because I want it to be challenging. I want you to learn something. I want you to get outside your box and try something different. So that brings a challenge to me to try to create cards to where you have everything you need. But I know not everybody's going to have everything. So don't forget that you can always try and change it up. You're going to get everything else. You might as well, if you don't have that, just be like, okay, I'm going to pull a big sentiment out and then put a little something next to it. A flower, an animal, a cupcake, a heart, whatever, works for you. So don't get discouraged if, a lot of people ask me, what are you using for bingo? I don't think I have everything that I'm going to need. You probably don't. And that's okay. Number one, you're going to get 4 projects to come up with something to do with whatever you want. That's really what you're paying for, because that's like a class. 4 projects, a video. So you have all that to create with. And then the bingo part's a bonus. So it's just a lot of fun to do. So, and you can maybe win and do some shopping. So have a great rest of your week. It is Wednesday. And Creativity Now is on Saturday, but I will be back on Sunday. And I am thinking I might try to do something Christmassy. So I hope to see you then. Have a great rest of your week. Don't forget, down below I have classes available, and I am going to be doing, coming soon is the Sophisticated Sled class. It is not open for registration yet, but it will be very soon. I did write on there 4 projects. One is a fancy fold, because I did do that card. I've done 3 cards already, and I'm just not quite sure what I'm going to do for the 4th project yet. I have an idea, And of course, until it comes out, I don't know. So, but I think registration will be going up very soon. That class will not mail out until the beginning of August. My goal is August 1st. That way we can get the product and I can, make all the kits and everything. So be looking for that probably in the next couple days. So have a great week. I will talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.